Hey Tri-North, Mrs. Ratsberg here. I am going to be reviewing today how to solve a proportion, find a missing piece of a ratio by utilizing the strategy of cross multiplication. So hopefully you started talking about this last year in 6th grade, but if not, I'm going to be doing a lot of examples with you, but I'm also going to ask you to pause and do some on your own because you are going to be turning in this assignment within your practice. So you do need to make sure that you are doing these problems with me. So feel free to pause the video at any time. Okay, so when you cross multiply, what you do is you circle what are called your cross products. So I'm going to circle, and you circle the diagonals. So I'm going to circle K and 4, and then I'm going to circle 7 and 5. All right, and then I'm going to multiply what I just circled. So I circled in purple K and 4, so I'm going to write 4 times K. And then you always just write an equal sign in between them. And then I also circled 7 times 5. And now I'm just going to kind of simplify those multiplication problems. So I guess I can start with my pink since I already have it. So 7 times 5 is 35. So I just write 35 and bring down my equal sign. And then on my 4 times K, I don't actually have to show that times sign, that dot. I can just write 4K. And so now we see this problem that says 4 times some number equals 35. And so then you can ask, well, how do I find that number? And you find that number by dividing both sides by 4. So 4 divided by 4 is 1. So K equals, and then I have my trusty Desmos calculator with me, and so I'm going to do 35 divided by 4, and I get 8.75. And that's all there is to it. And there is a note that says, if necessary, round to the nearest hundredth, which I did, and I'm just going to kind of box that answer. All right, so that was number 1. Number 2, I am just going to go through a couple of these, just talking through pretty slowly, and then by the end, I'll be kind of going through a little faster. So again, my first step, I'm going to go circle my cross products. And then I always like to have my variable on the left-hand side, but this time, how about I first write what my purple is, so my purple stays on my left. So 8 times 8, that's what I circled in purple, and then I circled in pink, R times 9. So then I'm just going to clean this up a little bit. So R times 9, normally you write the number before the letter in math, and so this could also just be 9R. It's the same thing as R times 9 because multiplication, the order doesn't matter. And then 8 times 8 is 64. Well, now we have this problem that says 64 equals 9 times a number, and we need to know, well, what times 9 is 64? And the way we solve that, we find that, is by dividing. So I'm going to divide both sides by 9. 9 times 9 is 1, or 9 divided by 1 is 1, excuse me, so R equals, then 64 divided by 9 is 7 point, and it says to round to the nearest hundredth, so I'm going to write 7.11. And there you go, there's your answer. Let's keep going. Okay, so number 3. I'm noticing something right off the bat. With number 3, I'm seeing that 4 over 10 can actually be simplified. So to see if there's actually a multiplicative relationship here, I'm going to first simplify 4 over 10. So I can actually divide 4 and 10, both 4 and 10 by 2. So then 4 divided by 2 is 2, over 10 divided by 2 is 5, equals 9 over P. Now, unfortunately, there was not that multiplicative relationship from 4 to 9, so I still have to do my cross product. So I'm going to circle, I do purple first, sorry, 5 and 9, and then 2 and P, and then I'm going to multiply what I circled. So 9 times 5 equals 2 times P. So 2 times P, another way to write that is 2P equals 9 times 5 is 45. Then I'm going to divide both sides by 2. So 2 times what equals 45? I'm going to divide both sides by 2. 45 divided by 2, whoops, divided by 2, and I get 22.5 equals P. So P equals 22.5. Okay, before we do number 4, I want you to pause, and I want you to try and do this one on your own. So go ahead and pause now. All right, so you're back. And hopefully what I'm about to do will match exactly what you just did. So I'm going to circle my cross products here. Yay, rah, yay. Now I'm going to multiply what I circled. Notice how I'm using the same color. Let's see if that makes you confused or not. Hopefully it doesn't. Hopefully we can like step away from that a little bit. So I'm going to multiply what I circled. So 7 times x equals 3 times 3. Or 7 times x is 7x equals, and 3 times 3 is 9. Then I need to figure out, well, what is x? Not 7x's, so I have to divide both sides by 7. So x equals 9 divided by 7. Round to my nearest hundredth, I would have 1.29. Okay, let's do another one. Number 5, nothing to simplify, so let's get going. I'm getting kind of sick of my purple though, so I'm going to switch to green. So I'm going to circle my cross products here. Let's do one where we have the circles again in different colors. So B and 3, and let's go Irish, and then 8 and 5. So 8 times 5 on the left, or on the right, excuse me, and then 3 times B on the left. I don't even know my rights and my lefts, I'm sorry. So then 3 times B is the same as 3B equals, then 8 times 5 is 40. Then I have to divide both sides by 3. 3 divided by 3 is 1. So I'm left with B equals, then 40 divided by 3, and I get 13.33. Now you might be asking and wondering, why did I not just put the repeating sign over the 3? And it's because the directions specifically said, if necessary, round to the nearest hundredth. So that's why I rounded to the nearest hundredth. Okay, go ahead and try number 6 on your own. Go ahead and pause, try it on your own, and then unpause, resume, and then see if you're right. Okay, welcome back. Let's see what we have here. Okay, so I'm going to try this light blue color here. So I'm going to circle 5 and 3, and I don't want to switch screens. And then let's do blue. Let's do some Captain America fun. And B and 4. Okay, so I'm going to do B times B and 4 first this time, just to show it doesn't really matter which side is which. So 4 times B equals 5 times 3. 5 times 3 is 15. And then 4 times B is the same as 4B. Now we're going to divide both sides by B, or by 4, so we know how many 1B is, not 4B's. Divide both sides by 4, and we get, whoops, come on, there we go, 15 divided by 4, and we get B equals 3.75. Hopefully that's exactly what you got. All right, we're just swimming right along, and anytime, obviously, we need to slow down. That's the benefit of a video. You can just watch it again and again and again, or even slow down the speed because it's on YouTube. Okay, so number 7. I'm noticing something again, guys. 4 over 2 I can simplify, right? 4 over 2 I can divide both of these by 2. So 4 divided by 2 is 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1, so 2 over 1 equals K over 8. Well, now I see a multiplicative relationship here. I know how I can get from 1 to 8. I can multiply 1 times 8 to get 8, which means to keep my ratios equivalent, I can do 2 times 8, so K equals 16. It's really nice. You don't always have to cross multiply. You can choose to, every single time you see a proportion, cross multiply, solve for the unknown variable. But there are other options, which is why I like showing you them. Okay, number 8, I'm noticing something again. Go ahead and pause, see if you notice the same thing, then unpause, and let's find out. Okay, so hopefully you realize that we can simplify this 8 over 4, right? 8 divided by 4 and 4 divided by 4. So 8 divided by 4 is 2, 4 divided by 4 is 1, so we actually have the exact same relationship as the one on number 7. That's kind of funny. So 2 over 1 equals a over 3, that doesn't change. And now again, I see that multiplication relationship, 1 to 3, how do I get there? I multiply by 3. So 2 times 3. So that means A equals 6. And see, I don't have to use my calculator for those because I can actually see that relationship, how I get to those equivalent ratios. Okay, 2 more. Go ahead and pause and see if you know these right away. I'm not going to do any of the math on person. I'm just going to say what the final answer is. So pause me and then wait and find out. Okay, so number 9, after you cross multiply and whatnot, you should end up getting an answer of n equals 6.125, or if you followed the rounding directions, you should have said n equals 6.13 would have been your final answer. All right, guys? Okay, and number 10, you should have gotten an answer of p equals 2.57. You probably got a lot of like numbers after that ended up almost repeating, but you wouldn't really be able to tell. But that would be the rounded answer of 2.57. All right, so now after this, you have some proportions to solve in a Canvas quiz. Make sure if you don't get those right on the Canvas quiz, make sure you come back and watch this video, especially at the beginning, where we really slowed down and we did lots of color coordinating to really kind of figure it out. Remember all of the strategies we've talked about and reach out to your Math 7 teacher if you have any questions. Have a great day, guys. Bye-bye.